Now we have the next in our series of commentary demonstrations from Mariam.
Commentary screen reader, or the Chinese screen reader, has gotten really popular among blinds and visually impaired recently. And here, on the Blind Android Users podcast, we will have a series of episodes in which we will talk about how to use the screen reader and how to get the best out of it. Hello everyone, and welcome to the next episode of CSR's Basics. Today's episode is kind of like a lighter one, but it's mostly upon of like a question from one of our followers, Mr. Jamal. He actually asked me about something that's really interesting, which was how can we like autoplay messages in WhatsApp? Because I know that this is a feature and it's one of the things that were like really annoying with TalkBack and with CSR because it doesn't work. So I was like, since that day, like it's been pretty much a month ago, and since that day I've been looking up things and like searching how we could do that, because there's been like I think a demonstration, but it was in another language which I definitely don't understand. But I didn't know how to do it. So today we'll be looking at the voice assistant just because it's a part of it. But first thing I want to say that to do the thing with WhatsApp, there are two options or two things that you could do. First one is in the premium subscription, and the other one it's actually in the free one, and it's related to the voice assistant. So the first one is like it's in the premium subscription. Is what you can do is simply assign a per app gesture through CSR and tell him that you want it in WhatsApp only, and assign a certain gesture for it. And what you can do is go to function inserted and then go to assign suspend browse by touch, and then function another one, which is click. So we're gonna do the same thing with the voice assistant, but it's kind of different. So let's go and have a look at the voice assistant and how it works.
7:28 p.m.
I hope my speech rate is good.
Explore.
So first thing, we want to set the voice assistant up. So how we can do that is open the program settings.
Menu. Extension. Voice assistant. Read the whole screen. Voice assistant.
You can set it up from here, but I prefer the program settings.
Program settings. G Show Plus. G TV action settings.
You go to advanced settings.
Content present. Notifications. Advanced settings. Advanced voice assistant settings.
And it's the first item on the screen.
Voice assistant setting. Voice assistant. Speech recognition language.
So what I want to point out is the voice assistant does everything regarding the screen reader. So you could just tell it to suspend voice feedback. You could tell it to lock the screen. You could tell it to even open an app. It's pretty much like the Google Assistant, but with additional stuff. Also, you can assign some voice commands in your language. Like, for instance, if you want to say, like, stop, but in your language, you could just assign a command with a certain gesture, and once you say this command, it's going to actually do it. So let's look at the things that we have here.
Speech recognition language.
Speech recognition language, and be aware that it's in Chinese. Like, first thing when I installed the app, even though it's the international one, it was in Chinese, and when I was trying to actually test it, it didn't work, and I found out that it was in Chinese, so it didn't recognize the language that I was saying it. So here,
speech recognition language. Chinese simplified unchecked.
There's Chinese simplified.
Chinese traditional unchecked.
Chinese traditional.
English checked.
And English.
English.
So there are just 3 languages here, unfortunately.
System speech recognition engine.
System speech recognition engine.
System default checked.
Here, it's better to leave it at default. It won't be a problem unless you're using another language.
Voice command settings.
Voice command settings. Let's go here.
Create button.
So before we actually move on to this is how to create a custom voice command. Let's look at the other stuff before.
Voice command. Voice assistant capability settings. Allow switching gesture themes with the voice assistant checkbox checked. This function is only available for premium users.
So as you can hear, it's a premium functionality, but what you can do with it, you can just switch between the default custom map, or you can switch like another theme that someone has created or you either has created yourself.
Allow switching gesture themes with the voice assistant checkbox checked. This function is allow using a voice commands checkbox checked.
Here you have to turn that. It's actually by default turned on, so you don't need to turn it on, but if that box is unchecked, the voice commands won't work.
Use additional voice commands in the voice assistant checkbox checked. This function is only available for premium users.
So it's by default checked, so it works if you want to assign additional voice commands. But you can't switch that off unless you're a premium user.
Use extensions in voice assistant checkbox checked.
You can use the extensions as well. And yeah, that's it. So let's look at the other stuff.
Search engines. Target language. Source language.
This is for the translation, since you could actually tell CSR to translate things for you. You have the target language and the source language. You could set it to any language you want, pretty much.
Target language. Search engines.
Search engines. Here you have Bing, Google, and Baidu. Like every single search engine that works. If you want to look something up.
Use voice input when long pressing on text box checkbox unchecked. This function is only available for premium users.
This one works if you only have the premium subscription. If you want to turn the voice dedication on through the voice dictation, sorry. If you want to turn it on through long clicking on the box. So let's go and create a custom command. I've already created one, but we'll go through the process of doing that.
Source automatically copy voice assistant capabilities. Automatically copy translation results to the clipboard. Checkbox checked.
This one is important. If you translate something, it'll copy it directly to the clipboard, which is always great.
Voice command settings.
Let's go to voice command settings.
Custom voice create button. Share button. Play.
So we have the share button if you want to share them, because you can technically share them with other people, and other people can actually share them with you. It's an amazing work. So this is how customizable it is. So let's go and create another one for WhatsApp. I would just delete this one first, if you can.
Delete.
Let's see.
Delete play. OK button. Custom share button. Create button.
So let's create one.
Edit name.
So it's asking me to name it.
OK. Text box editing.
I will name it like. Okay, name it message or play, for instance, as well.
P-L. Y. Play.
So it's play.
OK button. Play. Exit button.
So.
Play. Save button.
We have the save button, but we don't need to save right now.
More options button. Text. More options button.
We'll go through this more options.
Function inserted.
So what happens here, it's pretty much kind of a map that you want him to do. So you tell him like, when I tell you play, when I give you this voice command, you will do this gesture and then this gesture after each other, along with each other. So that's how you're going to do it.
Inserted.
We'll first insert the first function.
Function, top.
Which is suspend browse by touching.
Append copy. Clean notification block. Click. Long press. Advanced text. Quick menu. Action menu. Main menu. Reading mode. Word by word. Word automatic browsing. Select all. Full text browse. Voice assistant.
Here you have every single command that you could do with CSR.
Voice extensions. Plugins into text recognition. Recognize the G Shadow camera program set. Suspend browse by touch.
This is the one that we need.
Suspend browse by touch.
So
Play.
we've inserted this one. Also, we need the click function.
More options.
So we go
Function inserted.
and insert another one.
Function. Next item. Decrease slider. Increase slider. Go to the next. Go to the previous. Clipboard menu. Favorites. Input method. Click.
Yes, this one.
Play.
So now, once we tell them like click or like play, sorry, it's gonna do the job.
Save
Let's
button.
save it.
Saved.
It's saved. But first, before we tried that on WhatsApp, we want to try a certain job that the voice assistant does in like the screen reader settings. So we tried the suspend voice feedback thing. To actually turn the voice assistant on, the gesture for it is down and then left. But you can definitely map another gesture if you want. So let's do this. Suspend voice feedback.
Voice feedback has been suspended.
So as you can see, it actually turned that off. So we're gonna get it back again.
Voice feedback has been resumed.
Cool. So now we'll go to WhatsApp and look at how this thing works.
Type a message.
So
Text box.
I've just sent a couple voice messages to a friend of mine. Let's see how that's gonna work. So we're gonna turn the voice assistant on. Play.
Browse by touch has pause button.
Hey, don't
Pause.
reply to this message.
Play.
We're testing something on the Chinese screen reader.
So as you can tell, it worked. But you'd need to turn the browse by touch on again. So you can just lock the screen and unlock it, or you can actually press the volume keys.
Touch browsing has been enabled.
And it's gonna enable the touch by browsing. So that's how it works. That's how voice assistant work. You could just set up any voice command or anything, and it work pretty smoothly. Thank you so much for listening, and that's been it for this week. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at contactus@blindandusers.com. And yeah, see you next week. Hope you like this one. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you do actually have any questions, do feel free to reach out to me or to the whole podcast at contactus@blindandroidusers.com. And I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Mariam. And the number of CSR queries we're getting on Telegram, certainly, and on the email list, I think is only going up. So much to Warren's delight.